Well, hello, hello, hello. I am back. I concluded that after going through all of the efforts I did to acquire this die, hunting it down, stocking it, the whole 9 yards, I should at least make a card using it, huh? So this is going to be the next card in the series of 14 and 14. I don't know that I'm going to make it, but guys, I'm going down swinging. So let's see. So to do this, I already went, I cheated a little bit just to cut back on time, and I've gone and cut down my my parts here. So these are all ready to go, and it's going to be, this is a 5.5 by 5.5 card. So my card base is 5.5 by 11, of course, scored at 5.5. And then these two panels, this is actually, even though this one is bigger than the red, this one's our background pattern, or excuse me, our background, and it's cut 5 1/4 to 5 1/4. So I just have a little 1/8 edge, a 1/8 inch edge around. Blup, blup, blup. And then this is the panel that's going to get die cut. So it is a little bit bigger because it has to be covered by this guy. So I've decided, so I'm going to go ahead. So we have to pull out, this cuts the outside. This obviously cuts the pretty inside because this is the beautifulness of this. And then I want to do sending, I forget, what does it say? Sending lots of love. So we are going to, that's what we're going to use to die cut our card. And this is not rocket science, people. All we've got to do, of course, I have an edge on this one in that I plan on using my Anna Griffin. So I can, actually I still will use tape just because I'm OCD that way. I want to line, so I'm going to line these two up, but I line them up to themselves and then I can just put it on the paper. Where is tape? I'm going to use some, I'm going to use tape. Where is my roll? Did Elvis steal it? Because he looked very suspicious around here. He was stealing stuff off my desk and I don't see it. So my money is on, he stole it. So let me see if I can find the yellow one over here that I don't necessarily like. Okay, guys, you got to give me a second while I find tape. We have returned victorious with tape. Not the one I was looking for, but tape nonetheless. I would normally not use the tape because this, you know, this is, I think this is Simple Stories. It's from the St. Cheese collection, but I could find it. I could put my hands on it fast. So that was the requirement of said washi tape for today. So now I just squared this off to where I like it. Now, see, in the minute you do this, the minute you touch it so that it stays in place, that's when it unsquares off. There we go. And that's all I wanted to do was to square it off to itself. And it's already unsquared. Gosh, darn it. This is so frustrating. I had it perfectly fine. And then, no, I couldn't find the tape. Okay, let's see. I'm sitting here doing it, and I'm holding my breath. So if I pass out, you know what happened. There we go. It's close enough as I'm going to get for government work. So there you go. I have a daughter who works for the government, so there you go. Does that count? I think I should get brownie points for that. Okay. Alrighty. So we've got that. So now all we need to do is put our panel down on the magnetic mat. So we laid this down. We put our, and this one in this is Crafter's Companion, and it's like, hopefully you can see that's pearlescent paper, but it's pearlescent on both sides. We put that down, and because when we put this down, whammo, did you feel that? Look how it picks up. It's like, oh yeah, we're here. We're not going anywhere. And then I'm going to now center my heart. It should stay, I'm of a very untrusting nature. I think it will stay, but I don't trust it. So I'm just going to put a little piece of tape here and there because I'm paranoid. And then give me a minute. I'll be right back. I'm going to go ahead and run it through the Empress. I'm going to actually run it with this guy, the metal die, the metal panel. Okay, so give me a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, I have returned, hopefully victorious. Empress very rarely lets me down. Sometimes I love it. I love it. It's a lot quieter machine. It doesn't have the same pressure that the Gemini does, and that's not a bad thing. So it looks really well cut here. I did run it a couple of times. I did run it, multiple times just to be sure. But, and see here, right there, there's a spot that no matter, see, even with how many times I ran it, most of the pieces come out. I mean, look at that. But I see an edge there that I think I'm going to have to take scissors to. So let's see, and we have the tape here. So I think this is just caught by tape. So there's just a spot right here. So I think we're going to be able to pull the whole die cut out. Like I said, nothing is perfect. I mean, I'm not going to highly complain about this. Like I said, each machine has its good points, and this would not have been a problem for the Gemini, but my problem with the Gemini is that it does warp my paper, and Anna's, the Empress, does not. So, it's a trade-off. You will have to make your own decisions, but I have an election going on here, so let's dump it in the trash. I have enough vacuuming to do already as is, so let's not make it any worse. Okay, we'll set this aside. Well, for the moment, I just want to poke out the rest of the couple of pieces that are left here with a pair of scissors, because that's what I have handy. Oh, so here we have an ornery spot. So now, let's see, we're going to have to, my gosh, and you can't get at any part of this easily. So let's see, we have to figure out where the bad part is. Okay, I think it's this whole little section. So give me a second. Let me mess with this off camera so we're not here 3 hours while I'm messing with it. Alrighty, I literally had to make a cut of faith to get that. It was the little piece right here got stuck, and I literally had to cut it off the F with my little snips, and that was half blind. It was just difficult, and I thought I had it, and I did. So I did get it, so it was good. And that was with me literally running it through 4 times. So I think I may have to shim it with one more, like a piece of paper or something. Because I have cut enough to make like 3 of these cards. Because these will go really quickly if I shut up and work, right? Okay, so we're going to set this aside because now it is all die cut out. I am going to, you know what? No, I need to die cut one more piece. And that is, I want to make this in gold because that's what it's done on the cover. And I really like that. I just really like this card in general. They cut it all the way through. I'm not doing that. I'm cheating. I'm making it easy on myself. This one, it's like, okay, because I just, I tend to bite off more than I can chew. And maybe I did with this 14 and 14. But you know what? If you don't set goals, what's the worst I can do? I fail. And who knows how many, the people will leave my channel in droves because I did not do 14 cards in 14 days. And there you go. I will have to live with that. Or, we just move on. So, what's the worst that can happen? I fail. But at least I tried. I gave it my best effort. And, life is what life is, and next year I do better. Next time I do better, it'll be, this will come along. This will, this little channel, I wish I had the luxury of not having to work. And that's a great deal of my day. So, and I just lost, part of it was I just worked late today. And then I had to have my, almost my nightly conversation with Mom, and she really needed to talk today. So I listened, and I had 2 other friends who really needed to talk tonight, and I listened. So it was like I started way too late on this, but these people needed me today. So there you go. I thought I was a good friend and a good daughter, and there you go. I may have not been a good MaddScrapper though. Now, so you can tell, I just taped it down on the gold, and this is some of the Anna Griffin, the famous Anna Griffin cardstock. And I am, since I decided, okay, so let me, what I'm going to do, I've got work paper here. So I'm going to take like a couple of sheets only. I'm going to fold it over to make it an added shim. Because this is, that paper is, this stuff is, the gold is even tougher. It's even a thicker cardstock. And I want to make sure it cuts through. So, and we already had problems with this. So, let's give it a push on through. And I think we're going to give it a push on through. There we go. And I'll be right back. Okay, kids, I'm back. I decided to save you guys the torture watching me glue down this panel, but I used the same method. The puddle, I picked it up, lined up the left, and got it all into place. So now we have our sentiments there. And did I feel a loose spot? No. Okay, it's just my imagination. Now I'm going to go back, and normally I do this first, which is glue down my panel. And, well, I didn't. So we're going to do it now because we need to. It's the background panel. So we're just going to grab Big Mama. And what I did a little bit of a cheat just to help myself with the struggle of centering, because I really struggle, and I pre-centered it and then gave myself 2 corner marks. So I think if I just line it up with one of the corner marks and the other, even with the tape, hopefully I should be able to line this up. There's a part of me that says I should probably use double-sided tape, because then, you know what, let's try that. Let's try the double, where's my sacrificial double-sided tape? It's not in the tray. Where is it? Did I put it over here? Which is where it's the other place I keep it? No. Okay, so we're going to take a leap of faith and go back to Big Mama because I have no idea. Oh, no, that's not it because that's the 1/8. And I don't want to use 1/8. I actually want it to glue down, and 1/8 isn't going to be wide enough to hold it. It doesn't adhere as well. So we're just going to take a leap of faith. Jump with me, ladies and gentlemen. I think I have there's one guy I have seen who's commented. So I don't know if he's still hanging around or not, but he was there. So we may have a gentleman in the midst. Yay for the guys. Okay, so now let's see. Let's see if I can line this up to my satisfaction. So I've got that corner dialed in. Now let's come to this corner. And I've got it dialed in. There you go. That worked, okay, guys? So it's up to you. If you have another method, this works for me. And now I am looking for my pencil so I can erase my lines. And I'll be darned if I know where it has rolled off to. I don't think Elvis stole that too, but I put nothing past that cat. So I don't see it, so I'll have to remember later to... No, wait a minute, I have another pencil here, don't I? I have 2 of those pencils here at my desk in theory. And like I said, I have 2 pencils of those on my desk in theory. Very big theory. So theoretically it's here, but I have no idea where it had gone to. I thought, no, here it is. It was where it's supposed to be, in the jar. I just didn't see it. Sorry about that. But see, all I go in now is, because again, I love this pencil, excuse me. It's great for erasing. So as long as I don't press down and mark the paper, nobody knows that I just did that cheat, because it'll be gone. And look, it is just about this side of perfect. Yes. Now we have to glue this down, doing the centering the same thing. So I'm going to do that again, except obviously we're not going to use tape. Although I suppose I could run this through. I have a Xyron. You guys remember the Xyron machines? I still have mine. But we're not going to do that because I love it. It's really great in making things a sticker. But when you have something that intricate as this, you also end up with a lot of little floofles, the little hairy things that you then have to try to get rid of, either by with an adhesive eraser or whatnot. It's just, to me, not worth it. So I haven't gotten rid of them yet, but I don't use them like I used to. Okay, so hopefully, yep, I can see those lines. So now I'm going to do horror of horrors, what I say I hate to do, which is I'm going to draw. I'm going to draw. I'm not going to do the puddle method on this. I am going to go through and go all the way around the edge on this guy. And then around the heart, which I think, and then, hot, spots here and spots there to make sure this adheres down. But we are not going to use tape on this. I could, I actually could have gone in with the 1-inch tape, the 1/8 inch tape. I didn't think about that. But okay, let's be big kids here. Let's just, use the wet glue. It, it's not, at least I'm not dealing with acetate, which is why, one of the reasons why I'm going ahead and being a little brave. Put a little glue here. I just want to put it in spots where it is wide, and so that it will hold down. Whoops, I put my finger in the glue there. Just so it holds down, it lays it flat a little bit better. So the leaves are a good place to do that. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put that, I can already hear Bo scratching at the slider screen, saying, "Let me in," and he's going to wait. Because what is his timing? It's like he knows I've laid down glue. How can it be outside and know that I have laid down glue? Somebody, what did I do? Did I send a telepathic dog message or something? Okay, so let's get this down and in place. Where are my tweezers? Or my bendy tweezers. I don't want to use the straight tweezers. I want to use, these are not bendy enough. But they're the ones I also, here are the bendy ones. This is the ones I really, really like. Okay. Now, I'm going to go this way. That's the other thing I decided to make this, oh, what do you want to call it? A top loading card. So we're going to lay it here in this corner because I can see it. Barely, but I can see it. I'm going to come around and find the opposite corner over here and line it up. And that's going to be really, really good. So this method of mine actually really works. Nobody's more surprised than I am, okay? Let's be real here. But there we go. Look at that. I love it. And really, this is where the sample ends. It just stops right here. You can call it a card. I don't. I'm deciding this one will never see the inside of an envelope. It might see the inside of a box, but not an envelope. I'm going to dimension. I want to add something. I pulled some ribbon and a really pretty flower, and we're going to make this one Phhoeey. Seriously, Phhoeey. But give me a second. Let me let the dog in.
Be right back.
Okay, I am back. I jumped a little tiny bit ahead here because I already went ahead and stamped the back of my card and signed it because it's going to be so much easier to do it before I added all the stuff here. But what I got, I went and found some, this is like seam binding tape, I swear, or I'm not sure because I can't remember when I got it, where I got it, but I've had this for eons and a day. And gosh, these scissors are just crud for cutting fabric. So there we go. Okay, there we go. I just wanted to straight edge it. But I want to do a bow, a finger bow. And you've seen Vianney do it. I learned how to do this too. I'm a little rusty, so we might struggle anyway. But my evil plan is to put like a bow here. And then I have this flower. I had two of these. I already have one a little bit because this really is super, way too dimensional for anything I'm comfortable with. But this is my evil plan, the bow. And then the flower kind of here in the lower left-hand corner. That's where it stands right now. But alrighty then, back with a beautifully tied bow. And it's not beautifully tied, but boy, did I struggle with it because I couldn't remember how to do a finger loop wrap bow. So after multiple tries, I gave up. I've cut a piece of just wider twine. So I'm going to try to show this to you with twine. I think it'll work a little bit easier. What you do is you're just going to hold a piece of the tail between your thumb and your middle finger. You're going to wrap the twine around a ribbon, whichever you use, around your index finger. You're going to come around. So you're doing like a figure of 8 around your middle finger, and you're going to come back around, and you could end it here. But I'm going to try to get a double one, so I'm going to close in my fingers a little bit and come back around like that. And then once you wrap around, you're going to, so you're on your second loop, you're going to come down beneath all of the stringage and then bring that one back up. So now you're ready to tie your knot with an uneven end. And here is where it takes a little bit of coordination. Not much, but a little bit. And then you just tie your knot. So hang on, because the only way I'm going to be able to do this is to use my teeth. And it didn't work. Let's try that one more time. I'm sorry, because I lost the loop. Okay, so we're going dump, 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 down and up. Nope, 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 nope. Hang on. I can't. See, I'm telling you, all I have to do is try to teach it around. This way. There we go. This way. This way. Okay, now I'm going to come down. There we go. And try to grab it. This is where the coordination part comes in. Haha. And you know me and coordination. Oh, goodness gracious. There we go. There we go. He pulled it through. Yay. Hang on. There we go. And there we got a double tied loop. And now you can play with it. You should not try to use it with the smallest pieces I did. I cut too short. But there you go. There's your double loop finger bow. I did it with this ribbon, the seam binding ribbon. And my plan, and I'm not even going to try to demonstrate it with ribbon. So there you go. This is your demonstration. I'm sorry. So now I'm ready to glue these pieces down. I'm going to stand up so I have a better perspective. And this is I'm kind of not putting it, I'll put it to the side. And then I have this feathery piece with these, and this is a really cool thing. You guys can make this. This is, whoops, and I'm pulling it out. So it's very easily made. It's just a piece of gold wire run through the pearls and wrapped around and then run so it hooks each of the pearls. So you're kind of sewing them in. So I'm not gonna mess with it because then later I can just adjust it. So I have to decide where my bow is gonna go, how do I want to do this, and then my flower will probably go right here. So that's the evil plan. I just got to get all of it. I have to get this a little bit lower because of course I want to do this and not block my sentiment. That's that's a really pretty part of this card. So I think it's going to go right about there. Cross your fingers. Then I'm going to take my handy dandy glue gun, which I'm like, gosh, what smells so funky around here? I've forgotten that I plugged in my glue gun. Is there glue there? Hello, there it is. I'm going to put just a dollop of glue, and then we're just going to put our ribbon down in it. And there you go. I have a little stringy there. Where are a pair of tweezers? Let me just pick that up real quick. There we go. Gone. Now, the next piece, my next component of this is going to be my little feathery piece, which I think I'm literally going to lay it down right there. There, it more or less decided for itself. So we'll just put another touch of glue right on top of the ribbon. There we go. And then we're going to drop that right in, right there. And then I can play with the loops a little bit in the feathers to make it, and these guys. But right now, I just want to get this all glued down because I'm done. Stick a fork in me. And then all we have to do now is the flower. And I had this was really, it stuck about this much. That wasn't working. So I took scissors and I cut a piece of it, the back off. And I want to do a little bit more. So give me a second. Let me see if I can trim off another little bit of it. Okay, I'm back. This is pretty much it. It's not glued down. Don't get all excited. But I trimmed it down so I was able to pull off some more. And I could practically do, I've been sitting here with scissors and just doing this because this is like almost like crepe paper, the streamer paper. But I'm just going to go ahead now and put down again another plop of the hot glue because I want this to stay. And then put that there on my stand. I'm going to just press down that flower right there. This is way too dimensional to even contemplate mailing unless you put it in a box. But I felt like doing this. I never do this. I never make something this stinking dimensional because you can't put it in an envelope. So you have to either you can make an envelope box. And maybe I should do a tutorial. I haven't made an envelope box in a long time. But because I don't do these kinds of cards. But now all you can do, or if you want to, you can now fiddly fart with these and put them in the direction. I'm just leaving them as is. It's just, very, I wanted it to be elegant, but a little bit of that shabby, just, there you go. It worked out. So hopefully this is, here you go, guys, the long sought after die from Gemini that was a mission in stocking, and now it became a card. And I just added a little bit. You could have stopped at here. You can make this into a shaker. I think I'm going to do a shaker as well with this at some future time, maybe next year for Valentine's. But this year, for this one, you got a flat one because come on, I can't make them all shakers. That and because I have a shortage of acetate. Remember, I got to get more acetate. But I hope I taught you something, that you learned something, whether it was good or, oh God, man, I'm never going to do that. That woman is nuts. Then I'm good with that too. So if you enjoyed it, go ahead. Please give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And if you want to leave me a comment, by all means do. I am pretty much keeping up. I may not get to them on the same day, but I'm really, determined to keep. If you guys drop me a note, I drop you a response. And if you want to see more of my madness, because it's in abundance in this corner right here, people, then subscribe and ding the bell because here I am. I'm like, here's Johnny. No, here's Myra, the Mad Scrapper. And I will be here again with a new tutorial. Hopefully tomorrow. Maybe I'll be able to pull off a second one today because I got to double up if I'm going to make 14 and 14. So let's see how we manage. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. and just being, you know, and hopefully enjoying this process with me, because I do have fun. I really enjoy doing this. And above all else, and I was always going to forget my own line. What is wrong with me? But don't forget, we're all a little mad here. So come craft the madness with me. Okay, I'm going to talk to you guys later. Bye.